Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I can able to hear you, sir.
Able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I can able to hear you, sir.
Able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I can able to hear you, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a minute, just a minute. Let me.
Yeah, there is a echo is also going on.
I have to stop one of them.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, just a minute. Let me.
Yeah, there is a echo is also going on.
It will be. Stop one of them.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have to.
Yeah, there is a echo is also going on.
Yeah, just a minute, just a minute. Is it all right now?
Okay, sir.
Now it is live on YouTube. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Morning, we
Yes,
have
sir.
Ajay Gupta and Professor Ashutosh.
Okay.
I was sharing with them why we have set up this forum in the first place.
Okay.
So let me just show that. This forum was born in 1997 on the request of participants of the first faculty development program on strategic management. With the support of some 15 odd volunteers, volunteer faculty members from some leading management institutes in India, it gathered momentum in 1999, when in the second conference, some volunteers gathered and they suggested to increase the membership. One of them offered to have next annual convention at another leading institution. He also sought membership of his institution. Encouraged by this, I asked the new director on his own institution about institution membership, who readily consented for the same. The director of the institution in 1999 conference was held, also consented to be institution member. Finally, the 4 leading institutions of the country where 2001 conference was being held also consented for the same. Thus, the top 4 management institutions in India became institutional member. Now, this is interesting. Having 4 leading institutions of the country as member and doing nothing more than an annual conference, Kumar thought of spreading its wings, and the forum organized first of 4 seminars on WTO jointly by the top 4 institutions, something happening for the first time in the history, in which not only a large number of academic delegates came, but for the first time, directors of 5 of 6 leading institutions established by MHRD attended for full 2 days. Kumar felt such kind of meaningful academic initiative can be extremely useful for the country. A year later, it's interesting, Kumar. Oh, let me share the screen first. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Very well. I can able to hear you, sir.
A year later, in the 6th convention, 2 volunteers thought of starting management teachers program. for grooming teachers in strategic management area of acute, which is acute shortage of faculty in the country. These institutions themselves were facing the pinch. The strategic management course was compulsory in curriculum of management education, and close to 2,000 management institutions were conducting MBA course in one or the other form. The strategic management courses were being taught at many places by faculty who themselves had not undergone even one, leave alone 4 or 5 courses of the discipline. None of the institutions in the country were any faculty development programs in SM area. But on being requested, these 9 leading institutions extended support, conducting 1 week-long program, each in different subjects of SM area. A faculty member who attended the foundation and 5 elective courses was awarded a 6-course completion certificate. Now, Kumar, this is something which I thought I must highlight.
Yes, sir.
This I'm sharing screen. Okay.
Okay, sir.
This platform to be a platform of management teachers, for management teachers, by management teachers, to meet the growing requirement of management education in a strategic management discipline. And to help management teachers meet once in a year and discuss research findings, not presenting research paper, discuss research findings, gather research agenda, find partners for major research works, share problems being faced, and develop action plan jointly, develop action plan or joint agenda for resolution thereof in teaching SM, training SM, and course material for the same. Now, if we meet once a year and discuss what is the problem I'm facing in teaching this. For example, when we had problem of Corona and people switched over to online, many people had problem to start with and they struggled through. And we could have conducted few programs on the subject to help people. Then course material for SM area, you know how difficult and what is paucity of course material. So the thinking was that if we write one case and 25 faculty members write one case, the country will have 25 different cases from different contexts, and putting it together for wider use. If a case is read by students of different institutions, 2,000 institutions, 2 lakh students. So a case conducted by the faculty member in the class, and if 2 lakh people benefit, will it not be more satisfying to the case writer than publishing somewhere and getting some remuneration? And if this case is available in different languages, which is possible with the help of faculty members only through their students, because this material is for them, so they might like to translate in case they are finding any difficulty. So if a student in Trivandrum or in Kerala or even outside, he is finding it difficult. Kerala may not be the best example, but there are states where English is not a very, very comfortable subject for the students. So if they are not able to understand the case facts which were in English? How will they analyze and find out solution to the problem? But if a vernacular version is available, then the person, wherever he finds difficulty, he can switch over to vernacular and benefit. And then he will be in a better position to answer the problem than if he was reading English version and not able to comprehend. So we started thinking of that, and I'm happy many people have started responding. Chandar, I have not sent message to you, but the only language where we are not getting support is Malayalam. So it doesn't matter. But so the forum did not want to touch executive training and consulting in some area. Lest it jeopardizes the fragile cooperation form for drawing faculty support from leading institutions who may think forum is encroaching in their revenue generating activities and withdraw support for the cause, national cause. Now, interesting features. It's a very interesting thing. Imagine 1996, 97. And the salient features of the forum organize management teachers program, seminar, conferences through joint or collaborative action. Organize them at low cost, INR 5,000 for a week-long program in 2004, typical INR 15,000 in the same program by the same institution by reducing costs using idle capacity and using unique Indian sacrifice model. Faculty members did not charge any honorarium. Host institution charge concessional rate or give free many facilities. Participants in sponsoring institution bearing registration fee and travel. AICT giving token grant, and beneficiary institution fully or partly sponsor faculty or grant leave. At least leave they give for going for attending the course. So for 1 week you are not doing service to the organization and you are getting salary. So this is contribution of the host institution. And board members, coordinators doing voluntarily this job. It's strange it may look, but there was no employee, no physical asset in the forum except a computer of its own. That's all. And even today, there is no employee. A truly all India collaborative network of stakeholders. Now, this was important because we will, can I have a glass of water? Just 1 minute. So we thought we have reached this far, and now that there are 400-500 faculty members in the country who have attended 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 programs or more, and what more we can do. Now, then a very interesting thing occurred. I thought, let's write course material. Because not well, just lying on the bed and doing nothing, and with pain crying from time to time at night. So to divert attention from that, I started jotting down some of the things of past, how I conducted class, how this forum was formed, how the institution grew. So short cases. Then the question was how to disseminate. Up to that time, this thing had not become so popular. Online programs were not popular, so people were not discussing online. And Chanda, this is strange but true. We had started in IIM Calicut online courses way back in 2004 and 2009. We had full-fledged MBA course, which we call EPDP. This was first program of the country. When I returned to IIM Lucknow, I told people, why are you going to Noida for conducting class? You can conduct class from here itself. You can have hybrid mode. But no takers. Nobody wanted to teach online. And now came Corona. And nursery students are being taught online. We are a society which requires a problem to develop to such an extent that's a matter of life and death. Then only we wake up and do some action. And then we are not going back to physical classrooms. It's a good or bad, I don't know. But I suspect the hand of US and China, I can say with the great suspicion that Corona was deliberately spread by these two countries, instigated and facilitated by US and blasted by China. If my thinking is correct, I won't find a second instance to indicate that how brute could be business that it doesn't mind killing lakhs of people. And why I say so? All the online programs, on what platform they are being conducted? Either Microsoft or Zoom. Zoom is China. Microsoft team is US. And they have captured the entire online education of the country, including what we are doing right now. Nobody had stopped us from doing this. But till US or China or Russia comes and tells us, oh, let's do it. We have prepared the thali for you. Now at least eat it. And unfortunately, WTO more or less collapsed. But this initiative of conducting teaching and training and testing services online, first time there was a proposal in WTO by New Zealand and US for opening India's testing and training services. I said, why they are interested in this? Why they want to help us in testing? Why they want to help us in training? So all this game was a question of 10, 15 years. They tried, but they did not succeed. But that is what I think they did finally, blasting Corona so that everybody switches over to online. And their equipment The entire software is coming from US and hardware for the same is coming from China. Whether you take the name of HP or you take the name of Dell, inside everything is residing China. So both the countries, they are very good friends as a businessman, complementing each other's work to survive by exploiting, attacking a market like India, which only can match China because India's population is India and US and Western Europe, European Union put together, it is twice of that. And why I say twice of that? Because now even nursery education is online. Okay. So this joining of hand hardware from China and software from US is a very good, very deadly combination. And it is, my suspicion is, it was deliberate because somewhere I had read that the viral antivirus was being tested in China. Unfortunately, it broke, so we had viral attack. But basically, they wanted to test how to have such. Now, US did not permit it. Initially, this was a funding by US agency to a university in US. The progress was very slow, so they handed it over to Yuan. Indeed, there were questions in US how government funding can be given to Yuan. But the research work was there. Unfortunately, it went out of control. Whether it went out of control or it was deliberate, I won't mind using the word deliberate because the moment you say this was being done, funded, and the two parties benefited were only this. India is only a consumer. Okay. So the entire worldwide conspiracy seems to be just to have a share in Indian market. Now, if this be the case, then what is the option? So we thought of, alone I cannot move mountain. But I said, if India won independence from Britishers after about 150 years, not 150 years, at least 100 years from British crown took over. And British crown, where in the empire, the sun was not setting in the British Empire. And we have been able to get independence from there. There must have been something in India. And the tool used for that was not necessarily violence. The tool used was, at least a part of the total armory was a tool, ahimsa, which world did not know, which was the nation of India only. So maybe we are able to have something which they may find it difficult to match. And to me, it looks, Sundar, that if we join hands, if there is a literature in 12 languages, Indian languages, now US will find it extremely difficult to develop literature in 12 Indian languages. It will be very expensive. But here, one person has a case based on experience in Gujarat, and that is translated in English. From English is translated to others. So US has to engage 12 different interpreters, translators. And here Indians can do it. Not only that, the population of India, we need only 25 people to translate 20 cases, short cases, 1 page, 2 pages in a day. So 25 cases can be translated in a single day in 12 different languages. This is power of India, which we are not able to capitalize. And if people start working towards that, and I'll share with you some data which will mesmerize you. Look at. Now, I'm sharing a screen. English I had written, Hindi translation I had done, Mandarin, French, German, Spanish editions are there. This lady, Jayanti, when I sent intimation on 14th, she said, we'll do 10. And believe me, she has been able to do 10. And now she has promised another 20 days, she'll complete balance. Now, the advantage is, you know Tamil, na? You can follow Tamil?
Yes, sir. I can speak Tamil. I can write Tamil.
Very good. So, this case,
கடவுளின் பரிசுகள் அக்டோபர் 1996 IMX ஆளுநர்கள் குழு ஒரு ஆசிரியர் உறுப்பினரின் ஆலோசனையை ஏற்று PGP உட்கொள்ளலை 180 ஆக உயர்த்த வேண்டும் என்று ஒப்புக்கொண்டார். இது விருப்பத்திற்கு மாறாக இருந்தது. கட்டமைப்பு வசதிகள் விரைவுபடுத்தப்பட்டதோடு ஜூலை 1997 ஆண்டில் உட்கொள்ளல் 180 ஆக உயர்த்தப்பட்டது. இருப்பினும் வியூக மேலாண்மை போன்ற குறிப்பிட்ட பாடங்களில் ஆசிரியர்களின் பற்றாக்குறை இருந்தது. இந்த பாடப்பிரிவில் 2ஆம் ஆண்டில் 2 கட்டாய படிப்புகள் இருந்தன. வியூக உருவாக்கம் மற்றும் வியூக நடைமுறைப்படுத்துதலில் பேராசிரியர் பதக் மற்றும் பேராசிரியர் போஸ் ஆகிய 2 ஆசிரியர்கள் இருந்தனர். பொருத்தமான தகுதி.
Likewise, if you wish, you can have only audio. So you have printable version, PDF. You can read PDF on your mobile, on a screen, on TV screen. And she sent the audio version and PDF version. I joined the two and made a video and put on YouTube. So if one can go straight away and read on YouTube, if he needs, he can go to PDF version or just audio version. And all this is done in just 1 week. Now, here is a girl, Neha, Professor Neha. I'll tell you some story about it. Yes. Now she converted 12 cases in a single day, all by herself. Maybe she had taken help of some friends. So Shiv Tripathi, who is posted in Rajkot, in a university, he requested Neha, and Neha, along with colleagues, converted in one day. Now, they have promised that they will record it on mobile, MP3. They will just read out and send to me. I'll convert into a video and post like we have done for. Now, if this happens, Bengali Professor Amit Mukherjee has promised, Telugu Professor Pawan Patel and K.V. Krishna Kumar has promised, Marathi also, Pate and others are saying that they will try. Chandra, can you try for Malayalam?
Yes, sir. Malayalam, I can make an attempt, even though I am from Kanyakumari. But
they may be friends.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of friends. Even in our strategic management forum, Dr. Sudeep Chandramana.
Acha.
He is from, actually, according to me, he's the only person from Kerala. And he is really good at Malayalam. Maybe I can connect with him and I'll try to convert this into Malayalam with his help, or my own also I will try.
Okay. Can you send your email once again?
Okay.
I missed your email. I was not able to quickly start it and forward to you also.
I'll send it to you, Professor.
If this happens, now, having done this, the question was, we have audio, so everybody can benefit from this. And especially the cases when I wrote in traditional way and PDF document, I can play it on the screen. But I didn't know how to convert into video and talking video, so that now this short cases, PDF version allows hyperlink. So you remember we had one case, cashback, where can you give cashback of 125% of the price on buying 6th book. It looks it's a very weird kind of solution. It is possible. Now, so I said, how do I proceed further? Now, these cases can, the beautiful thing is that the case can have a PDF version. So you start reading aloud or listening on YouTube video. And then when you want PDF version, you switch over to PDF version. Because YouTube, show more button, if you go there, a PDF file is also linked. So the PDF version comes on the screen. You are discussing. After half an hour, there's some point where the student says, sir, my session is take this decision. The other person takes that decision. And you say, you find that neither of them are correct because they do not know the full story. So you can throw an idea, can't you think like this? Then they'll say, but there's no data. In traditional case writing method, the suggestion by all the experts is the case should have complete data required for decision making. It is not necessary to give complete data in the case. you can keep on supplementing necessary data required by the students for discussion as they proceed. So let them reach that point, and when you raise this question, says, but there's no information here. Do you really need information?
Not really.
If they say yes, click at that point and a new sheet appears which is having that data.
Okay.
And then the next level of discussion, at some point you say, well, this is not clear. It's still not clear. So then you click at another point, another exhibit, or even text, which is hyperlinked. Now, the case full discussion may require 35 pages data, and you have shared initially only with 3 pages. Now, students don't have data other than you have provided. Now, if they want, you can keep on clicking at the point which are hyperlinked. Now, how to hide this hyperlinking, which you have done, and you only know. Luckily, Office, the document, provides an opportunity to, when you hyperlink, the word becomes blue. So you can click on black. And then there is a command _U, which you use for underlining. Now, you can suppress that, and this underline will not appear on the screen. Underline remains, hyperlink remains, but not visible. So it will look like a plain text, but it has links to other information which you know, and you can always take the docx version. When you say PDF, I've loaded both the files. PDF version, .pdf, and the same file, docx version. So you go to the screen URL, instead of PDF, delete PDF, type docx version will open. In docx version, you can say, okay, I change the color, or I reintroduce hyperlink being visible. So _U. The moment you do it, all the hyperlinks are visible and you can see. Now, this feature was not possible in traditional method, and we had to give full 35 pages case to the students, which involves cost, and the students are deterred from reading a case which is 35 pages. But you may give just 2 pages and gradually keep on enlarging the information of 18 pages in the session, and balance 35 minus 18, 17 pages, you can keep it for some other time when another case raises that issue. And since the entire thing is on website, like the exhibit Excel sheet that I shown, you can simply go there and click it and open that case. Isn't it? So instead of scaring students, Sushma, jara pani le do, move also. Instead of scaring people with bulky cases and case books, half a kg case book, instead of that, you can just make it very, very light and put on a pen drive or SD card. And with SD card, you can put on your mobile, or you can put on projection system and play to the whole class. Now, when all these students have read it, and those who still find difficult to read, you can just tell them to go to this Excel sheet and sit on this case on their mobile. In 15 minutes, they read 2-3 pages. And once it is available in vernacular, definitely they will be able to do that. And then you can proceed. And believe me, Chandra, when all the students have read the case, the quality of discussion in the class will be very different. So I find the new technology can enable us to increase the richness of discussion in the class, which has illustrative case, which has acceptance in the management education, and which can be carried by the students easily, and which gives a totally different complexion without having bulky material to be carried. So I have tried to do it by putting on a small.
It is a chip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is 32 GB chip.
Okay.
It can have 300 rupees, and it can contain the entire course material that you can think of giving to the students in SM course.
Okay.
And if you take 128 GB SD card, then at least 140 years course material can be given on this.
On this.
Now, you can put it in your mobile memory card. Now, everybody is having what you call a smartphone. They can put it. And everybody is having a smart TV also. So they can mirror it and read on their home screen instead of a small screen or mobile. With a small screen, the eyes get tired. But with the computer screen or bigger screen of 32 inches, and in the class, the teachers can use the same mobile, keep it, and connect the screen projection system to project the case on the screen for the class. Now, these things were unimaginable a few years back, but it is possible. Now, what I did, I had prepared this for people who have visual impairment. So they can learn by listening. So I just put it here. Close the box. And keep it here. All 2 years course materials here. And you can sequence it. This has a small 40 rupees remote. So with this, you can reach by serial number of that file in the storage. You can play that. And from the same mobile, the listening, this is enough. You don't need anything beyond that. But carrying becomes easy. I mean, it's difficult for me to say. I remember when I was CGP chairman and we were increasing the section size from 35 to 105, how to Xerox the course material. 700 pages course material. Stencils were there. And they were 4 years old, so they were soiled. And we had to get it typed again. So then I requested the director to allow me to have a desktop PCXT. And my staff typed it. And we were able to have it, never again to cut the stencil. And in the same room, they were able to increase the output threefold without any change in the setting. And the cost was same one, Mr. Nima. And he was able to Xerox and give the course material on time. And my director was not willing to accept that Xeroxing is cheaper than cyclostyling. Because Xerox people were charging, say, 25 paisa, cyclostyling was, say, 5 paisa. But they were considering out of pocket. But you are having a full Xerox room, 3 times 2 Xerox rooms cost you have not included, which was 2,000 rupees per month. You needed 2 times, 3 times manpower. That you have reduced. You have not to cut a stencil. You have reduced that cost. And the room is not dirty black color. Neat and clean. Not only that, if you are preparing material for MDP, you don't need to make 50 cyclostyle copies or 25 cyclostyle copies because you don't know how many participants will come till last day. Now here, you can wait till Friday. On Saturday, they Xerox, and within half a day, they bind the books by speedily printing and cutting in the middle, putting it together and spiral bound. So it will be size of A4 by 2, like paperback. And in one day, you can make course material in book form for the MDP participant in one day. Now, these are the thoughts which started coming to me, and we can dramatically reduce the cost of education, at least the course material. And with the support of so many people in the country. If we have a side, let's benefit from that side rather than being a burden. And when the people are busy and doing this, and they find, my God, it is possible to do it. Somewhere once people see it is happening, they start believing. So I thought the case that I have written, Hanumans of India, is incomplete. The real story is yet to come. That is only up to Calicut. That is, in 35 students to 105 students, 3-4 rise in PGP intake in just 4 months. The same staff, same faculty. It's possible. So people said, no, it is not necessary that we try to start a program with 30 participants. At that time, no building was available where we could make a classroom where more than 30 people could be accommodated. So that was the constraint. But not now. Now we have campus, so we can start and expand. So after that, this is very interesting how we miss strategic opportunities. We had 5th batch with 100 students. So 100 students, fully operational temporary campus in the city of the Aliganj area we have. When we moved to the campus, we were preparing part 2 sections, so 120. We just needed 5 faculty members. And in the country, you could get 5 faculty. So we could move from 105 to 225. Okay. Using existing fully developed infrastructure and making use of new infrastructure. With 225 students in 1992, we would have been the largest IIM in the country, surpassing Bangalore, Ahmedabad, and Calcutta. And in just 7th year. So nobody believed. So what happened? The old fully operational infrastructure was systematically demolished brick by brick. And we remain at 100 to do for next 8 years. Now, why could not we grow? Because nobody believed it was possible. So when I went to Calicut, exactly same problem. So if you see the case, is a small, beautiful, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, you'll see how all that was done. You don't have classroom. You don't have faculty members. So like classrooms, it was better utilization of classroom till you have it. But converting classroom, 60-seater classroom into 90-seater or 80-seater, you have seen in Calicut, we have converted. Converting 35-seater classroom into 59-seater classroom. So it adds another 60 students and your revenue can go up if you increase the size. Now, all these are connected. Like classroom modification, development of infrastructure through innovation, exactly same thing was done for faculty members. We think faculty members can do only this. So if we say 100 hours teaching, it's a national norm now. So those who are not teaching, they have to teach. But unfortunately, we tend to believe we can teach only 100 hours. Are Shashi, Jara pani order. We start believing we can't do more than that. First, we start doing it. And then gradually we start believing we can't do more than that. We forget that we could do 220 hours. 200 hours. The moment you have faculty members doubling the number of sessions that they can take, you have faculty resource. And your revenue doubles. And even if you share a part of that with the faculty members to make them and the staff happy, you will still be left with 80% surplus, which goes into equity for future development. If you see, do read the case, it's small, beautiful ABCD, how the economics of the institute was changing. When the economics changes and the size increases, the board is happy, the staff is happy because more positions are granted by the ministry and they can have promotion. The faculty members were also happy because they were getting extra honorarium, which was not available otherwise. The students are happy because with larger size, more and better companies start visiting campus and the placement improves. Believe me, when we went from 120 to 180, the size increased. When the first batch of 120 was graduating in March, in June, first batch of 300 was coming. So just a gap of 1 year. Now, the Calicut story people know, but they don't know the subsequent story. Encouraged by that, I had the opportunity of writing DPR, detailed project report, for 6 new AMPs, Gotha-Kanachi, Tirchi, etc. And in 2008. And in 2015, when NDA government came, they also used the same basic report for approval of PFC. So 13 institutions had that. So instead of saying that terminal strength of the institute will be 180 PGP, which was from IIM Hyderabad to IIM Shillong. So when we say terminal strength, it looks, after that we should not grow. The use of the word terminal strength will be 180 is assumed as after that the institute is going to close. That's dead end. In 97, I had a question to my board. They were saying, why can't we increase some seats? I said, increase? He said, but you people are saying it cannot be done. I said, I did not say that. Director is saying that. Director said the faculty members are saying there's no infrastructure and there's shortage of faculty. Yes, true. That faculty members and directors are saying that is true, but I am not saying that. What does it mean? iron also, if you add one more section, I'll have maximum load. I already have maximum load and it will be adding. But check with the director whether I have said no. No. I'll take what a faculty member, what a faculty member average takes, I'll take twice that load. Okay? Ask others also to try their best. And we went to, next year we were 180. So I find not realizing what is our capability, what is our delivery capacity, is a big bottleneck which holds us from doing things on our own. So experience of this kind led to writing that new IM should not use the word terminal strength of 180. They should say 560. 3 times. And believe me, the 7 new IMs, which we call baby IMs, have achieved the landmark in 7 years, what our alma mater I am about 250 years to achieve. So I am both Gaya, total intake and degree granting programs, MBA 300, 2 special MBAs 150, 90 and 60, and IPM 120, making a total of 580. And in 2017, the intake was 38. 38 to 580 from 2017 to 2023, 6 years. From 38 to 560 is how many times?
Within 6 years, they achieved that.
In 6 years. Now people may say, what about quality? Last year's 100% placement. Not only that, 2022 batch, which is going to graduate in March, 90% placement was complete by December. Average is 16 lakhs. And the institute is charging 17 lakhs as fees. So it's not that education is bad, company is not acceptable, the product is not acceptable in the market. An intake of IM system, which was 800 in 2008, has crossed 7,200 in just 12 years. Imagine what Indians can do. And what Indian market can do. You provide little better quality education. You just focus on quality education, training students how to solve problems. Never say, no, this problem cannot be solved. We are going to do it. The moment they are determined to do it, the Hobson's choice is out. You know, because Hobson's choice is generally accepted do-nothing kind of a strategy. It's not possible. You can't do beyond this. You can't have a section more than 30 students. First, you do it by choice, and then you start believing that nothing more than that is possible. And that's a deadly thing that happens to us. And the new AMS story is going to rewrite things for us, giving confidence, which Western literature will never be able to produce. These stories, because no such thing has happened in West and cannot happen because neither is a big market of 140 crores people from nappies to aeroplane. You know, India is a country where you can have rotten vegetable to fresh fruits, market for everything. You know, and the learning capability of Indians is so extraordinary that if you don't do beyond that what is given to you, do this only, then they start applying their mind and kill that. It's very interesting. After doing this, morning I was checking with Ashutosh, and they say it is not relevant because now everybody has mobile, he can, and the course material that you put on YouTube, right? And remember, at Corona time, India was supplying, Serum Institute was supplying vaccine to UK to save European life and denying India. And when things became hot, a public debate, then the managing director ran away to UK, literally. And it was found US pharmaceutical company had so serum is
sir, actually, Dr. Srini called me. And I think he will also join.
Acha.
Okay. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Sorry for the disturb.
So, Serum Institute MD ran away. Why should he run away from the country? Because Oxford, what was that agency? I forget where research was done. They had a royalty issue. And the contract was 50% of that you will give to them. Just a minute. And based upon that, that agency had promised supply to European countries. And when they failed to do it, those countries started suing UK company. And India was under commitment. So even if you have your supply base, the bruteness is of the order that half the production will have to go outside. You can't use it to save life of your own people. Isn't it? And let me not name the companies you already know. Those alternate vaccines could have been given to India, which those companies refused to do. So when it comes to when things are all right, we have friends. Srini, how are you?
I'm doing phenomenally good, sir. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. So when we are in dire straits, China is giving everything. But when Corona was there, they were not supplying concentrators as required. Maybe they were not able to produce. And as a result, there was a big black market on oxygen concentrators in 2021. 100% margin, 100% profit. And all Chinese. So, likewise, today, if you want to have you have audio cases, but you need to play. Where do you play? On your mobile. Mobile is Chinese. So if China stops supplying, you have nothing. So whole education system is dependent on China. Because if they don't supply equipment, whether it is under the packet of HP or Dell, or directly they are not giving, they are not taking their name. And you know, Oppo and many others are facing charges. What can you do? You are absolutely helpless. Boxing component, to call it a computer, is not made in India. And we are turning to call it made in India, made in India. So the whole process of new product development That is from idea stage, idea to serve the society in this way, through this product or to this service, to design of that, making a prototype. We have not experienced this independence. After developing, we have to scale up. So scaling up process is also given by others. India is a huge country, and since there is a market for even personal helicopters and aeroplanes, so you simply buy a plant and put it here, start manufacturing and distributing. And all that we are doing in the engineering profession and the management profession is from there on. So production, selling, and distribution, we are good. But the control of that, the entire thing, is in the hands of others. Even so-called enemies, whom we call enemies, the whole process is, production is dependent on them. Super thermal power station in Mundra, but in Mundra, Adani, laurels in 2012, 3 awards, and the plant was imported from China. And 3.5 billion plant was billed as 9 million. So they're facing a court case. So funding is from China, technology is from China, common and raw material is from China, brand is Hewlett-Packard, and user is India. And we say, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, the moment we found we have been able to develop oral version, audio version of cases, how to make people. So we said, no problem. We have Chinese imported product in the market with Pale Alibaba and now Amazon. This. This speaker. This speaker was flooding in the market and advertisement. And the moment we thought we should be giving in the conference a memento like this, attaching a speaker which has a memory card provision, and the entire conference material can be put in that memory card, put it there, and every candidate, every delegate can be given a memento of the conference so that the entire conference material is with him. No need for anything else. Just if you want, you give a pen and a pad. And that is possible. So when I got this from Ranchi, in transit, it was broken. So what to do? It's a waste. I said, how to, I asked Professor Krishna Kumar what was the cost. It was 800 rupees, 200 rupees per year, so 1,000 rupees, and that's of no use. I had to throw it. So I just got it with fiber sheet, and I attached a speaker from the local market. I went to a local shop in my neighborhood and I got this for some 700 rupees or so. And then I found it's available on Amazon also, so I ordered it more. And then I thought, wherever I want to give a presentation, I'll give this only. As Corona came, the entire stock out. You can't give. So in the meantime, I had to start preparing for developing audio material. Audio material, which cannot listen. So what to do? So we tried to make an audio speaker ourselves. It took 2 years. And only yesterday night I was able to complete this. Shini, is your speaker on? Something creative problem?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it is on.
Now, this speaker is fragile. This Chinese imported speaker is very solid. Okay. But I have dropped it from first floor of my house and it has not been damaged. It's strange. Shini, the packing that I have given you, since last 2 months, I'm working on that only. And only yesterday I found
Wow.
how to do it. And then still it was looking very shabby. So we covered it with this box. And with remote, you can operate it. All the buttons are here. This on button, this charging place, and this earphone. Now, this Chinese speaker does not have earphone. This Chinese speaker doesn't have earphone. So either you have to make noise or stop listening. But this, you can merely keep in pocket, put earphone, and keep on talking. It also has a provision for the speaker, so you can intervene with mic. So when audio is being played, you can speak and add voice. So you can conduct class without any problem. Now, second thing, one thing, it is having remote control. Second thing, it is having earphone also. Third thing, and even more important, if the battery in this somehow gets discharged totally, then you cannot change it. But in this, you can open this box and change the battery. Not only change the battery, you can change everything in that. If the speaker is not working, you can get the speaker changed. If the amplifier is not working, you can get amplifier changed. If the socket is not working, you can change the socket. And it is like fourth standard craft. It doesn't fall. So it's so tight fit. But if you have to remove it for repair purpose, here is packing. Packing itself is good enough for taking it out from the box. Okay. This small piece, with this you can take out the speaker
और लिख रखूं, मैं जानता हूँ जो वो लिखेंगे जवाब में, मैं जानता हूँ.
The same box you can put remote and also SIM card with the jacket. And now, instead of piece to take the mobile out, the same thing becomes a packing material and tightly grips it. It's rubber and tightly grips it, and you can put back to the box. So in the forenoon session, I was talking to people, and Ajay and Ashutosh were of the opinion that these days, why waste time on these things? You better spend time on course material, put on YouTube, and everybody will see. But if someday YouTube stops services to India, the whole exercise of switching over to online working will stop. We become very vulnerable to outside control. But if you have on your own, this memory card is with you. Even if there is no internet, you can still listen and understand. You can still project on the screen. You can still print out and do it irrespective where you are. You are not in Bombay, you are not in Delhi, you are not even in Kanpur, or no, you are in a remote place. But there is a Xeroxing shop there. So education, we cannot make it vulnerable to external dependencies as not costly. All inclusive, I make it by myself, spending 2 hours for making a circuit, which is taking out the components from the market and making it. I can make it for 500 rupees. And if you add the cost of memory card, it is 350 rupees and with jacket. And then in 800 rupees or so, you have something which can give you a support. And the battery is changeable. Rechargeable battery is also changeable. So you can go any remote corner where you may not have charging point, where you may not have internet access, but education will not be disturbed. And that is why, though it may look very lucrative to quickly latch on to YouTube, we forget that in case of 1965 war, US chopped food grain supply of India, which was coming under Section 480. So geopolitical condition, we cannot make the country vulnerable to geopolitical development. There is Ukraine-Russia war. And if Russia and US take the stand, and demand India not to have any relation with Russia. And if the US takes that stand, and if we are going to do it, and they chop off your supply of educational materials, components, and software support, then YouTube disrupts you, and your whole education system is vulnerable. MS what is that MS Team, that online program software? MS Team, I think. They withdraw support. We are crippled. So both hardware-wise and software-wise, we are dependent absolutely on China and US. And do you think it's a sound strategy? Do you think a sound strategy? Can we make supply side our key vulnerability? And is it so difficult? This cottage industry, the component, do you think we cannot make a speaker? A roadside old person, 70 years old person can make that speaker. But then he cannot handle the problem of marketing and distribution. So we are not organizing to make a component making a cottage industry. We think huge investment with crores of rupees are required. And I find when we made this oxygen generative plant, when no plant was available for less than 100 crores, less than crore, which government under Prime Minister Relief Scheme was installing. Here is a plant with 25 lakhs. And it is really 18 lakhs, 8 lakhs addition for adding cylinder of any feature. So what is the cost of an imported plant, 100 liters per minute? You can make 4 such plants of 50 liters in 4 different districts of this country and do it cheap. So it is possible. We cannot say the cost and price are going to overrule our consideration for defense. And defense, I don't mean only Ministry of Defense. Defending our education against the vulnerability being created in the online program, because right from internet to component, everything is outside our control. And in strategic management, and that we use the word distinctive competence, strength and weakness, distinctive competence, meeting business requirement, and competitive advantage, and key vulnerability. Our education system, especially higher education, is facing key vulnerability of dependence. The day, and the Twitter can allow people to curse the Prime Minister and get away. And they can use to create political rifts within country. And you have no audacity to say, stop it. They say, we won't stop. What will you do? Will you stop MS Office? Will you Google?
Hello.
Yes, Srini.
Sir, what is your view? Now they are allowing foreign university, they can recruit their own faculty, they can pay their own package, they can fix their own fees. What will be the future of IIM? I'm sure they'll be good, but the reality, nobody is going to die. World is big, competition is always good. But impact, what would be the impact? Especially to faculty, not to the student. Because there are 3 faculties who are attending here. So at least we know where our journey should be in near future. Still we stuck with university, or we'll get into, not even IIM culture, getting into international culture. Yeah.
What is India's strategic advantage? Size and diversity. People have been giving us competition because market is huge. So they spend in R&D and recover through large market. And we do not spend as much on R&D because it's a huge expense. And we don't have systems for large scale operation. So our key problem is We have market, but we don't have the ability to scale up. And we don't have, it's unfortunate that we are not grooming people to develop new product from idea stage to design stage to making prototype to 5 pieces or 10 pieces. This is missing totally. Not that we have basic raw material of the country for this. We have everything. But from design to development, this stage we are not reinforcing, and neither our government appreciates it, and industry people are absolutely averse to it. They are not showing any inclination to encourage basic R&D. They will only say how much money you need. R&D cannot happen just by saying that how much money you have. Then all the industries would have been research and development agents. No. Shini, our education system will lose hands down. It will be India for Indians, not by Indians, not our opinions. We'll have to take this as something like an extreme example.
The reason why I asked, it is inconvenient truth. Even though I'm working in a so-called best B school director, today I had a long time argument for 280 rupees sanctioning for some XYZ amount. And there is a structure, policy, procedure for 200 rupees. Yes. And this is the way that the university should run. And nobody has a clear wisdom and knowledge, forget about competing with IIM. And this is the reality what I'm talking about. And trust me, sir, I absolutely lost today patience. The way they talk about for 280 rupees. And what are you talking about if the global university comes? You see the comfort and people, the people like us. We may not be the world-class faculty, but definitely we are not donkeys. If you get an opportunity to work in this, the exposure will be better, no? With respect to, actually, we are all demoralized because of our policy, procedure, systems. Sometimes in a way it is good, but it is equally very bad because the people are running with the inefficient people.
You know, Shini, I have written a case.
I am Kozhikode.
Oh, no. More recent. Our whole education system making us Tange Ka Ghoda. The title of the case is Tange Ka Ghoda. So we train people in a particular way, and we say this Ghoda is good for Tonga, and it's good for Tonga only. You cannot take this to warfield, because all these years you have trained this Tange Ka Ghoda, making him blind, not to see, not to open mind. So it can be only Tange Ka Ghoda. It can pull Tonga all right, nothing beyond. And if you think you can take away the Tange Ka Ghoda to warfield, you will win the war. A whole education system is classified as yes or no. You have given answer, is it correct or not? And we all know that almost in every sphere, there are anchors. Between these two anchors, different operations, different situations exist. And you say,
what time? Which time? What time? Tomorrow, what time? Not which.
Yeah. We say in the case method, please do not insist on correct answer. And the same next period is decision science. And they plead, what is correct answer? Point one mistake, you are out. In class, we make, we have behavioral science class team building. And they come out of the class and they start fighting against the institute. So we don't believe in what we teach. I tell you, Shini.
Yes, sir.
Is strange. Often I find my faculty colleagues, the moment you talk of them, management, they say, what nonsense. The system is better because at least we teach statistics, mathematics. What you teach, blah, blah, blah. So as a faculty member, we don't believe management is a discipline. And decision science is one part of it. How to use decision science, taking a decision is not how to create a new product. So I'm a statistics background, so I teach decision science. I teach the research methodology, not how to design the problem, how to sense the problem to be analyzed. We check and reject a candidate on the basis of rigor of the statistical test he has used to come to conclusion. And if I was present day, I would have never been able to pass my defense because my guide had quantitative questionnaire-based survey. It was to be analyzed. It was not amenable to what you call. Is there some car there or what?
Yes, sir.
So I was having a sample of 25, less than 25, which was not amenable to what you call parametric tests.
Non-parametric.
And I had to go for non-parametric. And my guide was not comfortable with that. And then I had interview data also on the suggestion of Professor Khandwala.
Okay.
And added chapter also. So it was which was having non-parametric tests, and next chapter was qualitative information, for which in the defense time, in the defense meeting, I was asked, what is sanctity of your interview data? Can you believe? And I was so angry, I had added that chapter on the advice of my guide, who was chairman of the defense committee. I was so wild, I took the entire data, 400 pages, threw on his face. You mean I'm lying? I forged this data. So Professor Afzal Ali, Professor Govind, no, we don't mean that. What we say is, how do we believe that you have properly understood what response executives gave to you? And then I said, it's a researcher, scholar's prerogative to interpret. If I start taking every word of the respondent as correct, I'm not doing research. I'm going by story writing. So you have to see the logic, the derivations, whether they appeal to you. If not, throw it. If they appeal to you, give me a counter logic that what I'm saying is wrong. And on that, I was able to win my defense and pass out in FPM. So it's very strange. You need guides who are willing to take a candidate who is going to reject his research work. Can you believe Professor Khandwala had done 105 Canadian companies' studies to conclude ownership doesn't make any difference in the management of the company. And his student was saying ownership is not only important, but of significant importance. So much so, you cannot ignore it while taking decisions If an organization is in government system, it faces different context, factors which are emanating only because of ownership. If it is domestic private sector, it's cast in that mold. And if it is MNC, MNC also has similar problem. So there are three distinct segments in Indian corporate sector: public sector, domestic private sector, and MNC. And I found out of 60 questions, more than 50% questions had influence on ownership. If you take this company out from here, it will be changed in so many ways. So IPCL under Reliance is different from IPCL under Government of India. And I hope, Professor Kumar, whatever you said just a few minutes back, expenses. You are in a particular system of government. You are not even IIM, and IIM itself is a system. Can you believe? Now, let me not say today, maybe 1 month later, I shall be able to share. I am having a situation which I have to present in the court, that IIM says that we follow government rules. And IIM Act says you don't need to follow for these purposes government rules. Don't think that we are facing this extraordinary situation. Ourselves, we say we are, we are rule bound. No. And interestingly, nobody recalls why rules were made. Why Tange ka Ghoda kind of education system was developed by Britishers. Because if Indians start applying their mind, they may get out of our control. So they have to be told, if this is the case, question 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, tick, yes, secretary. Secretary means so-called secretary in government is nothing but a typist, secretary, personal secretary. He is not supposed to deviate what bosses have said. So Britishers made the rules so that people don't start using discretionary powers at lower levels. Major decisions they were to take where mind is to be used. And they know the context, so they can guide. But what happens? That the people who have to take decision have to apply mind. Even they become Tange Ghoda, they do not. Because having been trained for 50 years as Tange Ghoda, now at the age of 60, if you ask me not to be so, it's not easy. So it's a big dilemma that we are facing in education system. To what extent we have Tange Ghoda kind of teaching? How to train our staff when to apply your mind, when not to apply your mind. I went to both Gaya. Huge traffic because it was Pittsburgh. I had a driver. He said, I'm going to park there. So he left at some place and we went to Ghat. And he said, I'm going to wait here. And then I received a call that he's going to park the car in a parking place. So after the puja was over, we went to this parking place and the driver is not found. The driver went back to the same place where he had dropped us, but did not inform. And he had informed that he is going to parking place. He had come here to help us. Little realizing by doing this, he is not helping me. He is creating problem for me because in the rush, I could not locate where the fellow has gone and his mobile was not working. So Britishers, to be sure, they have their rules. Do this and nothing other than that. So that the lower level people don't start applying mind and start creating problem for fast decision implementation. Now, these issues are not discussed. These issues are not highlighted. And Shini, don't worry. We all have passed through this situation and very soon realize how important it is to study management course, because first time you are facing the problem how to manage stakeholders and stakeholders who perceive they are your boss. It's a very important thing. I'm not able to articulate in 10 lines the importance, disadvantage, and advantages of stakeholders. Who is the stakeholder? In your system, you have many stakeholders, those who claim they are stakeholders, but no stakes. The board members, and I don't mince words, the board members of IIMS have no stakes in the board, in the institute itself. So what to do? You have to bring that. And if you see the case, do we matter? How to win over your boss? Here is a person who says, night shift, work will be done, but the foreman says, people sleep here. Is it? Why don't they work? So they sleep. So why they work? So incentive तो मेन से अच्छा लगा है, स्पेयर आइटम के लिए नहीं लगा हुआ, रिपेयर के लिए नहीं लगा है. अच्छा तो क्या है इंसेंटिव? ओवर टाइम. अरे ओवर टाइम दे दो, पूरे महीने का ओवर टाइम दे दो एक रात में. So how is it possible? Am I competent as a commercial officer? Everybody will question how I said you apply whole month's incentive of overtime to these people if required for working in just one night. I'm liable for violating the established norms, and I may be inviting action, disciplinary action. But what to do? But people said, should have you done it? Yes. How to save yourself? Sir, I had done this to save power station from 2 days loss, which is 48 lakhs. Since I did not have any guideline whether I should do it or not, I have done it. Please advise in future, how should I do it? And let me see which person says, please don't do it. In writing, your bosses will never say do it, because that means you are saying that incur 48 lakhs rupees loss. So winning these stakeholders is a fine art. And I'm quite sure we can develop this practice of how to. So, Chandar, maybe at some time we'll have a session on how to manage stakeholders. Chini, the kind of problem that you face from various stakeholders, just list out, and we'll have a discussion on that. And I found, Chini, many times I had to take a stand with my superiors, including chairman, including director. Have you ever, can you think of a director like Ishwadhyal, and I complained to the chairman of the board, the director is lying. I could be summarily dismissed. Let him do it. But then 3 important words. Do not compromise. Do not sabotage your organization. If you have ever sabotaged your organization for petty interest, you are extremely vulnerable, because you may think today you have done it, but 5 years later, the same is going to return to you with like dragon. So, shortcut may not fetch you a tremendous opportunity, but I found, like you, Shini, there are many people in the system who are frustrated. And one of them may be at a position to save you. So when the next director complained to the board that he is not performer, oh, I have written his books forward and nobody else requested me to write forward. What you are saying, he is not performing in academics. So when the chairman tells director, show me where you have asked me to write a forward, show me your book. Here is a faculty member whose forward I have written and I have seen what cases he has written. So directors are quite afraid also. Another director was very cut up and he said, he will not allow me to teach SM. SM is to be taught by the people who have never studied SM formally. So what to do? You are jobless. So what do I do? Okay, now you must do some policy research. You have taught for 18 years SM, and now it's time that youngsters do it. You better do some policy research. So I started doing policy research, and one of them was seminar on WTO. In that seminar, the special secretary in charge of technical education, he also attended. And then I received a letter from the ministry, joint secretary, that please come and give a seminar to all the officers of Ministry of HRD on WTO. And then I received a call from MHRD, Deputy Secretary. Sir, we have granted you 18 lakhs of rupees. Please send a research proposal. Have you ever heard a word like this? We have granted you 18 lakhs of rupees. Please send proposal. So I said, this was 10th of February. I said, sir, what is the last date? So he laughed and said, last date was last April. April 30. And the joint secretary had, in the final meeting of approving research projects, he butchered 4 proposals which were recommended by committee. And this 18 lakh rupees, he has said, I am going to give it to this person and give him a free hand to do research. The net result of that was, one day, a colleague told me, who was doing research, director has told me, be careful about Krishna Kumar, ministry knows him. Don't take panga, something may happen to you if you take panga. Because then I said, I'll not spend 75% on non-recurring and 25% only on recurring. I'll spend 75% on non-recurring and 25% on 75% on recurring and 25% on non-recurring. And that what they meant was equipment, etc., and others. And here comes a reply. Okay, as a very special case, we are approving it. So Srinivasan, don't be upset. There are people in the system, you don't know they have themselves been victim of this kind of thing that you are facing. They will save you. So long as you do not work against the organization, so long you do not work against the country, and choice is up to you. You may find you are facing difficulty and whether you should be doing this or not, but your heart will tell you whether you should do it or not. Listen to your conscience, and I'm quite sure we shall be able to overcome the problem. To sum up, to me it looks 3 things are of paramount importance. Education only can save the country. Foreign universities are coming. Yes. So if we are committed nationalists and not lured by material things only, then you don't need to be afraid of. That is very important. The foreign universities, they will, when I was in collecting data for my thesis, I happened to meet the managing director of Indian Explosives Limited, Dr. Dhar. I said, sir, what control system Britishers use to manage IL India? It's a part of ICI. ICI itself is a big company. So how they control the operations in India? Smilingly, Dr. Dhar said, Krishna Kumar, how many Britishers were there when India was colony? India is managed by Indians for Britishers. So if foreign university bill is cleared, there may be something, but Germany and Japan were together to have Second World War. But one nuclear bomb was enough to change the game. And therefore, India has one thing, that is size. And second thing, which is diversity. You can get all the professors who can teach only in English as a foreign university. But if the students are happy to learn in vernacular also, today we are not able to read because we don't have course material. But we have course material, unique course material in vernacular only, not in English. They have to switch over to vernacular to train. So what you'll do with those universities? Learning new product based on the needs of the society. You will be able to take the cream, 25 lakhs plus package will go there. But below 25 lakhs also, there are 75 to 80% people who will serve in the domestic companies. So it's not going to be such a thing that heaven will fall. Nothing will happen. Because India is a big elephant which we are not able to understand, which cannot run very swiftly, which cannot stop us. So it's a big country, and we are not able to appreciate the diversity of India because foreigners divided us and ruled with a single language. And this petty politics from foreign countries in different states, they were just by dividing. The day India starts learning to integrate, no foreigner can beat India because the size. If there are 50 crores students, 20 crores students in foreign universities, and you find they are studying in 20 different languages, 8 or 10 different languages, it's not easy for a foreign university to overcome if they are learning in vernacular. And we have been deprived on our own volition not to develop literature on our own. If we had been doing that, the benefits of good management practice, like, Tamil Nadu, Amma Thali. If this experiment was transcribed into literature and taught in vernacular language to others, maybe another 2, 3, 5 states would have followed that practice. Like pay what you can or what you feel, customer-centric pricing, experience of Coimbatore and experience of Gujarat are alike in different products, but experience is alike. The customer is not told the price. He uses the service and drops whatever he feels. Now, these experiences, once communicated, we may have variety of practices coming to the fore. Nobody can then beat because they have only one language at command, few people at their disposal, and here is the whole country. So I'm not afraid of any such threat. Many people have come and ruled us, and then they went back. In fact, many times people say, are not you afraid of China? No, let China take us. If they cannot manage their own country, how they'll manage twice the population? So they'll say, please, let's have a friendly game of keeping public informed that we are enemies, but we are close friends. Because we cannot survive without you. You are a big market for us. You cannot survive without me, because we are manufacturer for you. So let's be friendly. But in public, we'll keep a stand. We are enemies.
Krishna Kumar sir, on the extension of Dr. Srini's question, is our present and future faculty workforce is future ready?
If our present and future
is our...
You unmute.
Yes, sir. I'm having a question.
Yes.
Is our present and future faculty workforce is future ready to have the competition from the foreign university? Our faculty strength now I'm asking about, not university as a human resource, whether our Indian faculty is the present faculty as well as the next generation faculties, or in the sense to compete with the foreign universities.
Should I annoy my colleagues or should I not annoy my colleagues? You know, the very purpose is that when you say future ready, it's a dynamic concept. You may be future ready unless you put the date. Future for you means 3 years or 10 years. It's not possible to answer. So if you say future ready for 2 years, yes. Future ready for 10 years, no. Why? 2 years later, things may change. So it's for this purpose only, Chandar, we had formed this forum so that faculty members collectively say what is changing and we need to change. And develop necessary competence that I was mentioning. Nobody stops us. If people say patent it, why should I patent it? In fact, given to me, I like to put this whole circuit and the whole design on website. Those who want to make it at your place. Why you buy it? If there is a supplier, or if nothing, you can order on Amazon, get the components. Make it yourself. So there is no threat, because if people are doing it, your time, your purpose was to let masses use this for education. And if it is being done, you don't need to worry unless I say, oh, I'm not a big supplier of component. I'm not a big supplier of audio. If this is being done, if this can be done by others, let them do it. You get time to do new things. Now, it is this which we often miss. If you want to be future ready, you must spend time to develop your lieutenants who can assume your position, and spend time when they do that, what I'll be doing. So after retirement, why should I teach when a large number of people are already there? But if they are not able to prepare course material, it's a barren field. You can devote time on course material development. So future ready, getting inputs in the conference. If people meet at least once a year, and this is not I am saying, my teacher, Professor Prahlad, used to tell us, we must meet at least once in a year to achieve the objective which I had narrated in the beginning. Unless we meet, And you will do this sincerely if you pay from your pocket. Come in as is the seat here, come in put here, and let the forum pay half the registration fee for those people who are coming at their own expense. Registration fee half. Facility is full. And these institutions can do. And believe me, if how I started it, funding was being done by AICTE as a strategic partner. In 2009, we stopped taking funding from them. And we could not claim that we are strategic partners to AICTE. And we stopped printing on that brochure. I am Bangalore and SM Forum and AICTE launched this course. So people stopped funding. And our management program, teachers program, started dwindling. So if we spend 5,000 to 10,000 rupees in our own development means you may not present the paper, but if you attend the conference for 3 days, you know what is being done, what is not being done, and then you can identify agenda for yourself and discuss with people there like-minded. This is a significant issue and should not we do something? And he said, yes, yes, yes. So imagine like 12 languages translation. If you get 12 people from 12 different states on a joint project and collect data in 12 different states, the kind of research output will be truly reflective of what is India. Otherwise, with an example of Lucknow, we'll say India is like this. On the basis of experience of Lucknow, we cannot generalize for India. But if 25 people from 25 different states come and say, so wherever we are not telling, they say, okay, there's a special issue. So those research pieces will be a lot more meaningful. And last but not the least, Sundar, Ajay, and others, those who are listening, please take it. Policy makers in India look forward to and listen to you. If you are doing a dispassionate, independent analysis without cursing anybody, India needs it. See, for example, if you are doing it, and who is going to be my enemy because if I'm doing it? I'm buying material. Now, this cost me, say, 800 rupees. 800 rupees, another 200 rupees courier. Can't I gift a person this? Can't I gift one such set a month to 10 to 12 faculty members in the year? And if they find it useful, you'll know this product is worth. If not, stop making it. So please, SM Forum was not for putting research papers. SM Forum was not for just presentations. SM Forum was collectively how we solve our own problems, including how to face the challenge of entry of foreign universities. Which university is foreign university? How to block them? No, we are talking of that. We have, do you know where is the list of foreign universities who are applying?
No, sir, I don't have any.
Can I give?
Okay, sir.
Okay. 253 management institutes from whole of the country, whole of the globe, have collaboration with 20 IIMs. And no institute has more than 80. The best institution is having 80 collaborations. That means even the best institution doesn't have more than 1/3 of the university's access. But you have access to all, if you know the names and address. And that is available. That I have collected for you. So if you say, we are in this part of the country, if you want to have some research work here, please feel free to contact me. If you want to do a research work in Eastern region, please contact Professor Ibrahim Matai. He's there. The moment, if you want to do some research work in the state of Gujarat, this particular faculty member can help you. And like that, if the letter goes to 253 universities in the world, we got contact points. I mean, Chandra, we are afraid because we have not explored the world like Columbus. For last 1.5 years, I'm struggling how to make IIMs write letters to foreign universities. Come and see India. And then decide whether to come here and invest or not. Why invest? We are here. We'll add your input also for the globe. So how to make your competitors your friends? Why to come to India? You'll face intense competition and you'll also feel like many of us are failing because we are not equipped. Why not serve China, Argentina or Brazil or Peru or Chile? And they will be more happy. I think a lot will depend upon how we look at the world. Don't get scared of every Tom, Dick and Harry. There are also people like us. None of them could give 38 to 560 in 7 years. So which university needs to? Why should he be afraid of? Believe me, Chandar, senior IIMs may get scared. Who have yet to reach 560 or 600. But younger IIMs will not be scared because they have developed on their own. Senior IIMs worked on grant. These are working on debt. Younger IIMs are working on debt. 75% loan. They have to repay. They have to repay an interest. So they are facing all the problems of business in their own home. So how and why? So to survive, to pay on time the installments so that next grant they are able to, or next loan they can get, they are increasing intake and is striving hard for at least a quality of education that the companies in the country will accept them. And Chandar, 16 lakhs package is not a joke for an institute like Bodhgaya, average. And 48 lakhs is the highest. Say, Bodhgaya students getting 48 lakhs, which foreign university would like to compete with Bodhgaya? Nothing to worry. Nothing to worry. Just keep preparing. Okay, Chandar.
Okay, sir.
I'll send the link to you.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir.
Try to see whether and how fast we can develop 25 cases. That will give a lot of confidence.
Okay, sir. Okay.
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 And then, thanks a lot. I wish you were here. We would have taken some meals also from Dhaba. Okay. Okay. Shall we?
Thank you, sir. Happy SMF Foundation Founders Day, sir.
Thank you. And same to you. Same to you. Ajay?
Yes.
Okay. Bye. And this is recorded. I'll forward the recording to you. Okay.